Hi guys, this is Jubair. Today I am going to discuss anatomy of kidney. Okay, so let's start with kidney anatomy. Okay, kidney anatomy. So first of all, we will discuss about the gross anatomy of kidney. Then we will discuss about microscopy. Okay, under the gross under the gross anatomy of kidney, we will discuss external features and internal features. Okay, external and internal feature. Okay, then first of all we will discuss gross external anatomy of kidney grossly. Okay, gross एक्सटर्नल एनाटॉमी ऑफ किडनी. ठीक है. ओके, सो किडनी इज आल्सो नोन एज renal. We know now, sometimes we call renal disease like that. So ren word coming from the Latin language. Okay, and then we also nephrology. Sometimes we call it, this is the subject of nephrology, study of kidney. Okay, nephrology. So this nephros word come from Greek word. Okay, so kidney also known as renal and nephro. Okay, so first of all, under the gross external anatomy of kidney, first of all we will see location of kidney. The location of kidney is this is the retroperitoneal organ. That means this is the located behind the peritoneum. Okay, the extent of kidney is T12 to L3 level. Okay, the location of kidney extend from T12 vertebra to T12 to thoracic vertebra to L3 lumbar vertebra. Okay, and this kidney arrange in suppose this is the midline. Okay, yeah, you can say this is the vertebral column. Okay, the kidney is arranged medially and laterally like this. Okay, medially and okay, and laterally. Medially and laterally, downward. Okay, medially, downward and laterally. Okay, the according to this this midline. Okay, the distance between here to here 2.5. Okay, up to upper pole, and hilum up to hilum is 2.55. Okay, then this is the lower pole between to 7.5. Okay, centimeter. Okay, you have to remember this thing. Then kidney, this is the right or this is the left kidney. The right kidney is lower than left kidney because of presence of the right liver on the right side. Okay, then next thing, one more thing. The this kidney occupies these region. I'm telling you which region. Suppose this is the anterior superior leg, anterior superior leg spine, and weak tubercle. Okay, this is the two parallel lines. Okay, and this is the, suppose this is the transpyloric plane. Okay, and this is the transtubercular plane. Okay, transtubercular plane and transpyloric plane. Okay, this is the epigastrium region, this is the hypogastrium. Okay, hypochondrium, right hypochondrium, left hypochondrium, right lumbar, left lumbar, umbilical region, and then this is the iliac part. Okay, so kidney is occupies the these regions. Okay, right and left hypochondrium and epigastrium region, then left and right lumbar and umbilical region. Okay, like this. Okay, so kidney occupies the hypochondrium, left and right, epigastrium, left lumbar, right lumbar, and umbilical region. Okay, you have to remember. Now second thing is color. In healthy kidney, the color is pinkish brown. Which color? Pinkish brown color. Pinkish brown color. Okay, then shape of kidney is bean shape. Okay, then length and width and height of kidney is, length is 11 centimeter, 6 centimeter is width, and height is 3 centimeter. Okay, 3 centimeter. Okay, so this is the kidney, this is length, and okay, this is the thickness. Okay, thickness, you can say thickness, length, width, and thickness. Okay, now the weight of kidney, normal kidney weight in male is 150 gram, then in female 130 gram approx. Okay, the surface of kidney, the kidney having a two surface, anterior surface and posterior surface. Suppose this is the kidney, this is the anterior surface, this is the posterior surface. Surface is like flat thing. Okay, then the anterior part is like little bit concave. Okay, convex, little bit convex, prominent to anteriorly. Okay, then posterior part is little bit flat. Okay, then border, the kidney having a two borders, medial border and lateral border. Lateral border is little bit thick. Okay, then medial border is thin. Okay, so but like suppose this is the kidney, this is the anterior part, behind this is posterior surface. Okay, and these borders like the kidney, this is the lateral or this is the medial. Okay, then poles, kidney having a two poles, upper and lower poles. Okay, upper and lower poles. Upper pole having a one more structure is adrenal gland, which is the very important gland. Okay, very important. We will discuss later. Okay, about this. And then one more thing is renal hilum. Renal hilum nothing but a vertical cleft in the medial border. The medial border of the kidney having a cleft, which is known as vertical cleft, which is known as renal hilum, like this. suppose this is the kidney, this is the renal hilum. Okay, vertical cleft. Okay, then renal sinus. Renal sinus is the entrance space. This is the space. Then renal hilum is a vertical cleft. Okay, and in renal sinus nothing but an entrance space within the kidney. In the kidney having a one space, entrance space, through which the renal artery, renal veins, all these things pass through this. Okay, then renal pelvis. renal pelvis is nothing but a dilated part of ureter. Dilated part of ureter. Suppose this is the ureter. This is dilated part of ureter is known as renal pelvis. And renal calyces. This renal pelvis is divided into major calyx and minor calyx. Major calyx are 2 to 3 in number, and minor calyxes are 8 to 13. Yeah, one more point clinically important here is the capacity of major and minor calyx is 8 ml. In the urogram we use some dye, okay, to use for contrast. Okay, urogram. The capacity of the minor or major calyx is 8 ml. Beyond this quantity of dye can damage the lining of renal calyces. Okay, this is the very important clinical correlation with this renal calyces. Okay, we have to remember this. Okay. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the functions of kidney. Yeah, before going to gross internal anatomy of kidney, we have to I should tell about functions of kidney. Yeah, we have to discuss before the external anatomy of kidney, but I forgot. Okay, now I'm telling you. Okay, function of kidney. First of all, first function of kidney is excretory function. That means elimination of metabolic waste product. In the metabolism, the nitrogenous waste product like urea, uric acid, okay, all these things should be eliminated from the body. Okay, otherwise they can have toxic effect of these metabolic waste products, urea, uric acid. Okay. Then second function is regulation of water, regulation of iron, regulation of acid base balance. Okay. Then third is hormonal function. This kidney is also act as an endocrine gland. Okay, which is secrete some hormones. Which one? Renin hormone, which stimulates the RAS system. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, which is responsible for which increase the blood pressure, then which also helpful in the sodium and potassium ion balance. Okay, then third is calcitriol, vitamin D3. Okay, which is also responsible for calcium maintenance. Okay, calcium level balance. Then third is erythropoietin hormone. This is the very important one, because sometimes you have learned sometimes patient will feeling a hypoxic condition. In the hypoxic condition, what we need? Sometimes the blood flow of renal kidney is decreased. The oxygen level in the kidney blood is decreased in hypoxic condition. Because of this, the kidney, the erythropoietin hormone release, which increase the RBC production. Okay, these are the function of kidney. Now coming to the gross internal anatomy of kidney. The kidney having a cortex part and medullary part. Cortex is reddish in color, outer part of kidney. Okay, this is the outer part. This is the outer part of kidney. This look like a reddish. In some book is mentioned is reddish color, in some book is mentioned yellowish color. Okay, I don't know why, but in book is mentioned reddish color. Okay, the cortex, outer part of the kidney, is internally. Okay, cortical arches divided into cortical arches and renal columns of Bardini and lobes of kidney. Okay, the cortical arches, cortical lobules is nothing but a renal parenchyma between base of pyramid and surface. Okay, this is part, suppose this is the renal pyramid. Okay, and this is the renal pyramid. This is the renal parenchyma between two renal pyramid and surface. This is the renal parenchyma. Okay, presence of renal parenchyma on the surface of the, on the base of the renal pyramid. Okay, and in between upper part of the pyramid is known as cortical arches, yeah, cortical lobules. Okay, then renal column, column of Bardini. Okay, column of Bardini क्या, what is the renal of column of Bardini? Column of Bardini nothing but is a renal parenchyma between two renal pyramids, lower part of renal pyramids. Okay, then third part is renal parenchyma. Renal parenchyma, sorry, third part is lobe of kidney. Okay, the each pyramid surrounded by a cell of cortex is known as, suppose this is the renal pyramid, this is the base part, this is the apex part. Okay, this is surrounded by renal parenchyma, which is known as one lobes of kidney. The fetal, the renal lobes only on kidney lobes seen only on fetal fetal life. Okay, after that they are regressed. Okay, okay, then these renal pyramid of these having a two part, base and apex. The apex is open in renal papillae. Okay, renal papillae in open into minor calyx, then major calyx, then renal pelvis, then ureter and urinary bladder. Okay, then cortex. Cortex is done, and now medulla. Medulla is pale in color. Outer part is cortex, and inner part is medulla. Okay. The medulla again divided into two parts, outer part and inner part. Outer part again divided in outer and inner stripe. Okay, and inner part is papillary zone. This is the papilla. Okay, the apex part of the renal pyramid open in the renal papilla. This part of medulla is known as papillary zone. Okay, then outer part of the medulla is divided into outer and inner stripe. Okay, this is the stripe. Okay, the station, whatever station you see in the renal pyramids, this is the because of due to the presence of the straight portion of nephron. Okay, whatever you station in seen in the renal pyramids, which are because of presence of straight portion of nephron. You see now sometimes in PCT and loop of Henle, ascending and descending loop of a part, and DCT, because of these. Okay, now now I'm telling you about one step, whatever structure is entering in the kidney. Okay, this is the renal artery. This is the renal artery is the branch of nothing but this is the branch of abdominal aorta. Okay, this is the renal vein, and this is the renal pelvis. Okay, the arrangement of these things, okay, renal artery, renal vein, renal pelvis, is anterior to posterior. This is the important, we have to know. In the Viva they can ask what is the arrangement of renal artery, renal pelvis and renal vein. Okay, these are divided anterior to posterior by this mnemonic wave. Anteriorly renal vein, middle renal artery, then renal pelvis. Okay. The renal pyramids approx number is 12 to 10 to 12 in number. Okay, which are separated by columns of Bardini, which is nothing but a renal parenchyma. This is this one. Okay, or this is about the gross internal anatomy of kidney. Then renal blood supply. Okay, renal blood supply. The renal artery take blood from the abdominal aorta. The renal artery is divided into segmental artery. As you know, our kidney is divided into anterior and posterior part, and anterior part again divided in apical part, middle part, and lower part. Okay, these part are known as segments of kidney. I am telling you later. Okay, I will tell later. Then segmental artery divided into lobular artery. I am telling you already, lobules. Okay, lobes of kidney. Lobular artery. Then this lobular artery divided into interlobular artery. This interlobular artery divided into arcuate artery divided into intralobular artery. Then interlobular artery is again divided into afferent arterioles. Then afferent arterioles makes a glomerular tufts. Glomerular tufts is nothing but a tufts of capillaries. Then this glomerular tufts again divided into afferent arteriole. This is the very important thing. Sometimes all the time in our body, the afferent arteriole goes into the tissue. Then from tissue they provided a blood to the tissue with the help of capillaries. Okay, then divided into veins. Okay, but in kidney this is the epic condition. In our kidney is a different type of blood supply in our kidney. Okay, this capillary again divided into afferent arteriole. Okay, afferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole and rounded around the capillaries, PCT, DCT, around the PCT, DCT and loop of Henle. This which is known as pericapillaries. Okay, peritubular capillaries. Then this afferent arteriole goes into the interlobular vein. This interlobular vein goes into the arcuate vein. This arcuate vein into the segmental and renal, then renal vein. This renal vein goes into the inferior vena cava. Okay. Okay. This renal blood supply is very, very important. We can get this question for 4 marks. Okay. This is very important. All these things, whatever I am telling before the blood supply, these all things are common. But we have to remember blood supply of kidney. Okay. Now coming to the lymphatic drainage. Okay, lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage. All lymph nodes and lymph from the kidney, okay, drain into the thoracic duct. Okay, from thoracic duct to in our venules. Okay, veins. The lymph nodes around the kidney are para-aortic lymph nodes. Para-aortic lymph nodes. Okay. Nerve supply. The kidney is supplied by sympathetic and parasympathetic, but parasympathetic function is uncertain. Okay. But sympathetic nerve supply thoracolumbar outflow of kidney. Okay, this sympathetic nerve supply of kidney coming from renal plexus, or renal plexus is nothing but a extension of celiac plexus. Okay. Yeah, one more thing, afferent afferent arteriole from cortex. If afferent arteriole comes from the cortex, which is known as pericapillary tubules. Okay, if afferent arteriole comes from the cortex part of kidney, which is known as pericapillary tubules. But if afferent arteriole comes from the juxtamedullary, which is known as vasa recta. Okay, this is the gross external and internal anatomy of kidney. Okay, so which thing you have to know from these slides? You have to know about blood supply. This is the very important. Okay, blood supply. You can write according to this flow chart. Okay, and you can also draw a diagram from whatever books you read. Okay, then one more thing is this the arrangement of renal artery, vein and pelvis. Okay, you have to remember anterior to posterior. This is the arrangement. Okay, then these function also you have to know. Okay, you are supposed to know these things. Okay, these are all things are common. You already know since your 11th 12th class. Okay, now coming to the now you can write. Okay, you write. Now I will tell you then relations of kidney, anterior and posterior relation of kidney. Okay, so you write down. Okay, now I am telling you relation of kidney. Relation of kidney. Okay, this is the very important. You have to know. Okay, anterior relation. Anterior relation. What are the anterior relation? In the right side, right kidney, relation with right adrenal gland. Right adrenal gland. Okay, then liver, then second part of duodenum, then jejunum, then colon. Okay, these are the anterior relation. From your book you can draw your diagram also in exam. Okay, now posterior these are the right side, right anterior, then left anterior, left adrenal gland, then stomach, then pancreas. Okay, then jejunum and colon, descending colon. Okay, descending colon. Okay, descending colon. These are the relation, anterior relation, right and left. Now I am telling you posterior relation. Posterior relation. What are the posterior relation? Okay, posterior relation are 12th and 11th rib. Okay, these are the floating ribs. Okay. Now muscles. Psoas major. Okay, quadratus lumborum, then rectus abdominis, okay, then subcostal nerve and vessels. Okay, then iliohypogastric nerve, then ilioinguinal nerve. Okay, the posterior relations of kidney are 11 and 12 rib, psoas major muscle, quadratus lumborum muscle, rectus abdominis muscle, subcostal nerve and vessels. Okay, iliohypogastric nerve and ilioinguinal nerve. Because of this ilioinguinal nerve, patients suffering feel a pain in the groin region. Okay, this is the, if you want to relate with clinical correlation, a patient suffering from a pain in kidney, if somebody having a pain, sometimes he feel a pain in groin region because of this ilioinguinal nerve. This is known as referred pain. Okay, so you can write these things. Okay, done. Okay, now I am telling you about renal fascia, sorry, renal capsule. I forget about this. I should have to told before. Okay, but I forget. Now I am telling you renal capsule. Okay, renal capsule. Okay, this is the renal capsule. True capsule outside, fibrous in nature. Okay, fibrous in nature. Okay, this is known as true capsule, this outer layer. Okay, then second is perinephric or perirenal fat. Perinephric fat, this is the very important. Then renal fascia. Okay, then para-renal fat. This is the para-renal fat around the kidney. Okay, the kidney is situated in the paravertebral gutter. Okay, in the paravertebral gutter, which is filled with a pararenal fat. Okay, then renal fascia. Renal fascia is divided. This is divided into. This is also known as fascia zerota. Okay, fascia zerota, which is divided into two parts. Anteriorly, fascia of Told. Okay, anterior 1/3. Okay, posteriorly, fascia of Zuckerkandl. Fascia of Zuckerkandl. Okay, perinephric fat. After the tube capsule, next layer is perinephric fat. Okay, which is very important. If perinephric fat is degraded, if perinephric fat is degraded, the kidney will go downward. Okay, and the kidney will downward. Okay, kidney will downward like this, but renal pelvis is go upward. This is known as kinking of kidney. Kinking of pelvis. Okay, kinking of pelvis. Okay, yeah. In posterior relation, I forgot one thing. We should mention this thing, lateral and medial arcuate ligament also. Okay, you have to write. Okay, I forgot that time. Now pararenal fat. Okay, then renal fascia is divided again to fascia of Told and fascia of Zuckerkandl. Okay, then perinephric fat. Okay, yeah. One clinical relation is floating kidney. Floating kidney. If kidney is loss is its perinephric fat, the kidney will float up and downward. Okay, because due to deficiency of this perinephric. Okay, which also cause a kinking of pelvis. Okay, and kidney will move up and down. Okay, because due to deficiency of this perinephric fat. Okay. Okay, right. Yeah, one more thing is Morris parallelogram. Morris parallelogram. Parallelogram. Okay, Morris parallelogram. Under the parallelogram, we have to draw one line in medial plane T11 to L3. Okay, posteriorly. Okay, then one more line we have to draw 2.5 and 1 in 4. Okay, and 1/8 from medial to here, 9 centimeter. Okay. In between these areas, this is known as Morris parallelogram. T1 to T spine, T11 spine to L3 spine. Okay. Then from this 2.5 both sides. Okay, right and left. 2.5. First we will draw a 2.5 centimeter, then 9 centimeter. Okay. In between we can felt a kidney. Okay, during examination. Okay. Okay, right. Now segment of kidney. I told you segmental branch. Okay. Now segments of kidney. Segments of kidney. Suppose this is the kidney. This is the posterior. Okay. This is the anterior. Anterior divided into apical, middle, and lower. Okay. Okay. And this is the region which is divided anterior and posterior part. Brodal's line. Brodal's line. This is the Brodal's line. This is the very important. Why? This is the avascular region. This is the avascular region. Okay. In renal calculi or renal stone, we make a incision here in Brodal's line. Okay. In renal calculi, we make a incision in the Brodal's line. Okay, this is the clinical correlation. Okay, this is the clinical correlation. Please be give one incision here because this is the avascular region. Okay, you have to remember this thing. Brodal's line. Yeah, one more thing is nephrolithotomy. During the nephrolithotomy, we give a incision here. Okay. Then angle, renal angle, lower border of 12th rib, and lateral border of erector spiny muscle. This is the muscle which is responsible for erect position. Okay, erect posture. Between these, this is angle which is known as renal angle. If we have any abscess in the kidney, okay, in between the renal capsule, we feel a tenderness here. Okay, we feel a tenderness here, tenderness here. Okay, you feel a pain on touch. Okay. Now one more thing is how to approach to reach up to kidney. Okay. So first of all, approach to reach up to kidney. Okay, first of all skin, then superficial fascia, then posterior layer of thoracolumbar fascia, posterior layer of thoracolumbar fascia, then erector spiny muscle, then middle layer of thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, thoracolumbar fascia. Then quadratus lumborum, quadratus lumborum muscle. Then we will reach renal capsule. Then we will reach to the renal kidney. Kidney. Okay, true capsule. Okay, then quadratus lumborum, renal. Then we will go to the anterior, middle, posterior, anterior thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, this is the approach to reach up to the kidney. Okay, yeah, one more thing is transplantation of kidney. If we have a transplantation of kidney, if somebody having a chronic renal disease, okay, and stage of renal disease, that time patient need to transplant a kidney. Okay, and one more thing is injury to or trauma to injury. If somebody okay, some sharp weapon like a knife, okay, then gunshot, like this. Okay, so we can damage through all these things, we can damage our kidney. Okay, so this is the renal trauma. Okay, so guys, this is all about the anatomy of kidney. Okay, anatomy of kidney. I hope you learned something from this class. Okay, so today I finished this anatomy of kidney. Okay, so in next class we will begin, okay, the physiology of kidney. Then we will start, after physiology we will start about pathology of kidney. Okay, so guys, good night, bye, take care.